the moment, so we just got meds for him, so he's taken care of. And then my little guy, he was born with, they call it like a fluxating patella, so his kneecap goes in and out of place, and he may need surgery in the next couple years, but it's nothing to worry about at this moment. But we do get him checked up every so often just to see how far it's come and make sure he's still doing good, because he has like a little skip kind of when he walks. It's common in little dogs. We just got all their gear redone. They have harnesses for every occasion. So for certain dogs, especially smaller dogs, they are prone to collapsed tracheas. You never want to walk them on a collar. The collar is just to hold the tags. I have tags on the collars and the harnesses in case they slip their collar. Because my little guy gets really hyper, so he plays rough, he loves other dogs, but sometimes he's been able to like slip out of his collar while playing, or he's gotten out of a harness a couple times. He always comes back, but it's a just-in-case thing. But he just gets so excitable. Yeah, we just got all the new dog travel gear. They have side bags, so I can carry them with my backpack. So I got them these little sling carriers, so I can have one on each side if we need to. And that's another thing, if you have smaller dogs and you're traveling, especially if you have more than one, make sure that you have some way to carry all of them. They do get tired, even a bigger dog. I'd tell the guys all the time, like, don't get a dog you can't carry. If you're going to be walking, sometimes we end up hiking like 13 miles or so. Like, we've done that a couple times, where we do these like long hikes. We did the national parks. I had a wagon, I pulled them in. But or like even my friends' dogs, like there's been times we ended up having to find like a shopping cart or a wagon because dude gets a 100-pound dog, and they do have like heat strokes too. Dogs do get overheated even if you're giving them water. But if you're in Nevada in the summer or something like that, doing canyon trails like Utah, anytime you're gonna be in heat for extended periods, you can give your dog water and they can still have a heat stroke. So we got cooling coats, we got it all. But I've been doing this so many years. My oldest dog is gonna be 19 in April. He's the love of my life, but he has better gear than we do. Just that's how he's lived this long. So he has little boots for the pavement. My other dog does too. I made sure they both had their cooling coats. They even have rock climbing harnesses, even though they're small. I like to have the front and back leg support for the lifting because it's better for the dog. It's more comfortable and there's less risk of injury. So yeah, we got it all. They don't really walk a whole lot. At least my oldest guy doesn't, and that's like normal. He gets around so good for his age, but he does get tired out quick. So he can run for a while, but like even the vet's impressed. He still jumps on and off couches. He can get around, but it's just not like he used to. So I always make sure we have backup plans. I have carriers. I have sling carriers in my backpack for when they get tired, and they have their own sleeping bag. So they like to nest. I have a couple Pomeranians, and that's their thing at night, where they like to be right beside you, but they like to build nests out of the sleeping bags and dig. And they'll take my coat sometimes and make a nest with their sleeping bag and mine. And you know, they're so cute, you just can't move them, so I make sure everybody's comfortable. But yeah, we're just chilling, and I just got medications refilled for all of us. I just got most of my gears here. We had to restock and replace some old stuff. I got one of my knives fixed. I try to make everything last as long as possible. So I have like pocket knives and some of my camping gears from the 1960s, 70s. I found at yard sales, still work perfectly. Stuff is not made the same anymore. And my backpack, I have a Mystery Ranch bag that was basically free. And people just getting rid of stuff. Like, you can find amazing stuff at yard sales. You don't really have to spend to impress with the camping gear, because I've met dudes who spend way too much, and then my stuff ends up either being made better or outlasting theirs. But everybody's always so quick to brag about it. And the last thing I just gotta get is a pair of boots here, because even though it's still warmer down there, we're gonna be on a boat, we're gonna be on trains. It does get cold at night. It gets cold on trains, especially at night. like, the wind chill is horrendous, and if you're going like 60 miles an hour against the wind, you're exposed to everything. It gets cold. So the dogs are taken care of. They have snowsuits. I went and splurged last year. I bought them all Kong snowsuits, and they're like really well made. They're like triple layered. They're thick, which is nice, and they have their waterproof covers to go over them. So I make sure those guys are water, wind, rain resistant. So the dogs are doing great. Gio's actually come a long way. He's starting to get rehabilitated as far as his people skills. For those who don't know, he was a rescue puppy we picked up last year. Austin fell in love with him immediately, and he hates especially men, but he just was a COVID puppy. He was very isolated. I think they bought him thinking he was cute, you know, and then life just happened. They got overwhelmed with him. They had a baby. Like, it was a lot. So he has basically very limited social skills, even with other dogs. He likes other dogs, but he doesn't always understand that not everybody wants to immediately play rough with him. So he gets so excited, but sometimes he's just too excitable. He's been doing better though. I'm thinking getting back on the road too. He did great when we were in LA at the dog parks. Anything his size, he's fine. He gets used to bigger dogs too, but he gets kind of more timid, and sometimes he can just be a little much for them. Because he honestly just wants to play with everybody. He gets excited, he bounces, his tail wags, and people get scared, but he's not aggressive. He's just hyper and happy. He's still a baby. He actually lost his last baby tooth a few months ago.